All right, guys. So as promised, today we're going to talk about one of the most impactful and significant cornerstones to our Keller Williams culture, and that is profit share. And one of the amazing things about profit share is that it is a seldom understood and often misunderstood piece of our company, not only for folks that work elsewhere or aren't even in the real estate industry, but even for some of the individuals that call our company home. And because of that, we want to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about, what is profit share? Why is profit share a thing? How does it work? And then how does it work here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan? Because in case you missed it on every piece of marketing that we have or that is out there in the ecosystem, every Keller Williams franchise is independently owned and operated. And the things that we do here locally can have an impact on what exactly profit share rolls up to. So you saw earlier that we shared $93,000 plus dollars last month, right? And so that's a big deal. But what exactly is profit share? Well, here's what it is in the simplest possible terms. Profits are shared with the agents that help grow the company. Each month, roughly 48% of every market center's profits are shared back to the agents in the company. So that's the headline, right? Every month, 48% of the profit is shared back to agents. That's awesome. That's really exciting. But really, why would we do that as a company? And I am a lot of things, but one of them is a student of history. And so this piece of our company and piece of our culture was born out of a conversation with agents that Gary Keller had in the mid 1980s. It was 1986 or 1987 when he was reimagining Keller Williams to be a company that nobody would ever want to or have to leave. That was the focusing question. And so he brought together some of his top people and he said, what would we have to do to ensure that this becomes a company that nobody would ever have to or want to leave? And a lot of things came out of this conversation. A lot of the things that we know and love and that have shown up as parts of our mission and vision and values. And that is things like our cap, the fact that there is a maximum amount that you pay into the company in any given year, came out of this conversation with some top people in the mid 80s. The idea of the Agent Leadership Council became a thing from this because agents wanted to have a say in what was going on in the company, what trainings were being done, what events were being done, how we were responding to certain market issues. And to this day, we have a very robust and very active and engaged Agent Leadership Council. But one of the other things that the agent said is that they wanted to share directly in the success of the company. And to do this in a meaningful and equitable way, profit share was created, right? So they said, hey, look, when everybody, when everybody has a really big business, we know that that's a result of community and culture and support that comes from our peers, as well as our leadership and ownership group, as well as our ALC. And so everybody should have the opportunity to be a part of that success. So that's why we have profit share, very simply as a way to reward our agents for helping our company grow. Now, how exactly does profit share work? It's pretty simple. When any individual joins Keller Williams, they could be as an agent, as an administrator on a team or a member of a team, or somebody that's on the staff, they name a sponsor, right? They say that, hey, the person who introduced me to Keller Williams, the person who brought me to this beloved organization was such and such. And if anytime that the agent contributes company dollar, that creates revenue for our market center rather, right? So you sell a house, there's $1,000 commission. 30% of that goes to Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, and then that is revenue for our market center. And then that money is spent, the money that's spent in the market center are our expenses. So we take all the revenue. This is just like your business, right? You generate revenue, and then you have expenses to run your business. And then whatever is left over is your profit. It's the same way it works for us as a market center. Company dollar is generated. We spend money to run this company, and then what's left over is profit. So that's actually how any real estate brokerage works, right? That's actually those first two lines, whether they call it company dollar or agent commission or brokerage fees, whatever they call it, there's money generated as a brokerage and money spent to run it, and then profits left over. So that's where the party stops for everybody else. It's actually where it keeps going for Keller Williams, because all of that total profit, right, that's left over is 48% of that goes to profit share and is shared back with the agents. Now, there's a couple really important things that underpin this model that really drive our culture, right? So there's the awesome benefit of, hey, Keller Williams shares 48% of its profit back to its agents. That's awesome, right? But that also requires, right, trust, one of the elements of our belief system. And so to ensure that, we close the books every month as a company, and any agent who works for this company can look at the financials of our organization on a monthly basis. You have access to them through MyKW and your reports, and you can see where our expenses are. Where are we spending money as a company? And that's pretty awesome, because if we load up the income statement with expenses, and that just reduces the profit share, that's really not in the culture of the company. But when we're able to manage our expenses well, grow the size of this company, and grow the opportunity for people inside this company, profit and profit share can be pretty high. So that's how profit share works from the top level. But what does it actually mean to reward an agent? And what does it actually mean for me to participate in profit share? So, in short, agents are rewarded for helping grow the market center by introducing agents to Keller Williams and then being named as the sponsor. So a couple slides ago, I talked about, when somebody joins the company, when anybody joins the company, they name someone as their sponsor. And so whenever you introduce somebody, you send somebody to a career night, and we say, hey, how'd you find us here tonight? And they say, oh, Debbie Garson sent me. And then, that person ends up joining the company. They would name Debbie Garson as their sponsor, since she's the person who referred them and introduced them to the company. So when that happens, that person goes into what's called your first level. And when that person contributes company dollar, you earn profit share on the 21st of every month. Now, it's called your first level because it actually goes on and on and on and on, up 7 levels. So, whenever the person that Debbie refers joins the company, they're in Debbie's first level. If that person was to refer somebody to the company and they would join, that second individual would be in Debbie's second level, right? And the neat thing about this is where it can truly become a passive income vehicle. Because you might say, well, I got to refer people. I got to bring people to events. I got to give their name to Mike or Danielle. And that ultimately leads to me having to do something. Well, yes, initially. But then the really cool thing is that as those individuals experience Keller Williams, as they lean into the culture and as they see the benefit, they will be compelled to ask other people, have they ever thought about a career in real estate? Or what do you know about my company? What do you know about Keller Williams? I'd love to tell you more about it. Or I'd love for you to talk to one of our team leaders about it. And then those individuals end up building profit share trees of their own, which in turn builds yours. So this is where the snowball effect takes place. And over a period of time, you can go from one to many, right? Which is a really, really impactful component of profit share. So my favorite thing to talk about is not just why profit share is so good, great, and wonderful, but why profit share is so special and so impactful right here in our market center. First and foremost, our market center, out of over 850 market centers worldwide, Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan is ranked number 4 in profit. We are, and we I think finished last year at number 5, and the year before that at number 8 or 9, and the year before that maybe at number 11 or 12. We are moving in the right direction, and I want to make it really clear that's because we have some really outstanding agents who are really passionate about what we do here, which is helping each other build businesses. And that's the snowball effect of a market center. And that translates into us being in the top 0.5% of all market centers in the world. What's more, and what's really significant, is that there is no market center in the world that has a higher percentage of their company dollar going to profit share. That said, in layperson's terms, or another way, there's no place in the world that profit share is more valuable than in this market center, right? So whenever an individual contributes company dollar, 42.5% of that company dollar year to date this year is going to profit share. So that means that, and we're well on our way to getting to 50 cents out of every dollar. But what that means is that we are running this organization in such an efficient and robust way that we are able to share back nearly half of what any agent contributes as a reward and a commitment to our agents. And so we have agents who earn tens of thousands, and a couple, you might know them, Marty and Nancy Emmerman, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year through profit share, because our market center is sharing over $1 million a year in profit. And I know that those are some big and extravagant numbers, but let's keep it super simple. Let's say somebody in your first line closes a transaction for $2,500. Well, at that 42.5% of company dollar going to profit share, that's going to be right around $1,000 in profit share, of which you'll get 50%. So you get $500, right? $500 could be a car payment, a mortgage payment. It could be a flight somewhere. Profit share pays for some really fantastic things for agents and families, and does it in perpetuity. There is no end to profit share, right? It is not something you get once. You get it every time anybody in your profit share tree contributes company dollar. And if you've been with the company for long enough to be vested, then you get it for life. And what's really cool is it's not just that you get it for life, you can will it one time and it can stay with your family. So when we talk about legacies worth leaving, it's not just words on the wall, right? You actually have the opportunity to get into relationship with people, help them benefit from Keller Williams, and then create a legacy there. Now, one factor that is really, really impactful to our profit share is one, how efficiently we operate as a company. But number two, the partnerships we have with the folks you just heard from: Cross Country Mortgage, Greater Metropolitan Management, Greater Metropolitan Title, and America's Preferred Home Warranty. So these all show up on that income statement that you all have access to as outside income. And without getting into the details of franchise accounting and the way that it works, the owners of this company have an option as to whether or not they take that the income from those partnerships as direct income to them, or if they put it in the profit share pool. And our owner and investor partners and our company elects to put these partnerships and what we earn from these partnerships in the profit share pool. So whenever you use Greater Metropolitan Management, it increases what you receive in profit share. Whenever you send a deal to GM Title, it increases what you would receive in profit share. Anytime that you work with Cross Country Mortgage, the very same. All right, Eddie Golden, I'm muting you, brother. And so those partnerships, one, they're fantastic and they drive a lot of success for our agents, because working with Tiffany and Jade and Sean and Don and Gina and Jessica is a huge, huge piece of leverage for you and your business. You don't need to know everything about mortgage because Sean and Don do. You don't have to know all the intricacies of title because you've got a couple of amazing people there at Greater Metropolitan Title to manage that for you. And so when we partner with our partners, when we leverage them, our deals go better, but the size of the prize for our organization also grows. And that is not the case at every Keller Williams Market Center. That is not the case in any office that doesn't have profit share, right? The folks who typically just benefit from those are the folks who own the company. Here, everybody has the potential to benefit from our partnerships above and beyond the fantastic service that is provided. So how do I participate in profit share? It's really easy. In fact, it is painfully easy, and I will invite you all to do it. You can refer anyone to the leadership team. They can be licensed or unlicensed. So it might be, hey, Mike, I had a great transaction with this agent. I think that they would be a great fit for our culture. They are really tremendous. And then it's my job to follow up with them, get into relationship with them, and help them understand how Keller Williams might help them grow a bigger business. Or it could be, hey, Danielle, I just had this transaction, and boy's a real nice guy, but he sure doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing. He seems like he could benefit a lot from being a part of our company and our trainings. Or it might be, I think Nancy Emmerman's probably sent me more waiters and waitresses than anything else, because every time she goes out to eat, she's asking people if they've ever thought about a career in real estate. And it's really that simple. She refers them, and we market to them and get into conversation with them. You can also just invite somebody to our monthly career night. We have one each and every month. It is on both sides of town via Zoom as well. So there is a lot of different places and mediums to engage with. And it's a great opportunity for anybody at any stage of the game, licensed, unlicensed, in school, considering school, whatever it is, to get information about our company. And a career in real estate. Really easy thing to do is to just don't come to events alone, right? And we're going to talk about a few easy ones that should be slam dunks for bringing guests, but it's real simple. If you're doing a deal with somebody, I know we're still fighting through the pandemic and meeting in person, and there's just brokers opens and open houses aren't happening to the same extent that they always were. But what an easy and great opportunity to bring somebody that you're currently doing a deal with to the table, to meet them and get to know them, so that in the event things get a little bumpy during the transaction, you have an individual relationship. And it wouldn't be so bad if the person on the other side of the transaction got some of the best training in the real estate industry, which is what we provide here. That might make for some better transactions. So just bring coworkers to events, and when in doubt, guys, I for everybody, profit share is a really powerful thing for our culture, for our agents, and for the ability to put us in a position to come from contribution. It's this isn't a recruiting effort. This is not a push to go out there and pound the table and talk about how much money you're going to earn off profit share, or try and sell people on Keller Williams. That's, if you want to, good. God bless you, and I'll help you do it. If you just want to be in relationship with people and help them grow a bigger business, and you know that the best way to do that is at Keller Williams, then I invite you to just introduce them to me, introduce them to Danielle. Let's get in conversation with them, and just come from contribution. You're just trying to help them build a bigger business. And that's a lesson from the top profit share earner of all time, Linda McKissick. She said, it is relationship plus value over time equals results, right? And that's the name of this game. We want to be in relationship with people, bring them value, and sometimes it's over a long period of time, sometimes it's over a couple cups of coffee, and then that's going to get us the result of being in business with some of the best people that we can, and continuing to grow this company inside out. So look, as a reminder, tonight we have career night. It is at 5:30 p.m. and it is in both of our offices, in both third floor training rooms. So Pepper Pike and Rocky River, and via Zoom. We'll send out an email with some details if you need to forward it to anybody or you need to remind anybody. And please, guys, don't hesitate to just come with a guest. It's an opportunity. At some point, everyone in this company had somebody say to them, hey, have you ever thought about a career in real estate? The next thing is the business planning clinic. Knowing how significant and impactful and substantial this event has been and will be on people's businesses, it is a great opportunity for you to come from contribution. We said we as a company have done over 3,250 deals through the first 3 quarters of this year. And looking at the people on this call, I know that a lot of you have done more than one, more than 10, more than 25 in some cases for who's on my screen. And I know that in that, in the mad dash of May and June, where homes were on the market for moments, and there were, less than 5,000 homes. And I know that things still haven't slowed down. But when you realize that, to take a minute and invite one of those or 2 of those or 10 of those great co-brokes to participate in such a significant training event, it could mean that they are then going to be sitting beside you in sales meetings virtually, and be your colleague and be your path to passive income, right? Any capper that joins this company is worth nearly $4,000 to the person that they name as their sponsor every time they cap, every single year. So Business Planning Clinic is our largest training event of the year, and a great way to come from contribution to your co-brokes. And then finally, if you're like, wow, I am really excited about this, I am really fired up about this, I want to learn more, I want to know more, and I want to do more. This Thursday in our Pepper Pike office on the 3rd floor, in the training room, we'll be getting together to mastermind around profit share and talk about it as a part of our wealth strategy for the remainder of this year, into next year, and beyond. And so this will be a great opportunity to spend time with people who have participated in and benefited from and grown profit share as a part of their wealth journey, and a great way for you to get into action as it relates to your profit share, because we will be working through some things live and in person that can create opportunities for profit share. So that is all I've got to say about that. If anyone has any questions or wants me to flip back to any slides, drop them in the chat, unmute, ask the question. I would just, would love to answer. And then of course, if you are comfortable asking your questions right now, please shoot me a text, shoot me an email, set up a little one-on-one, and we can do a strat session together. But I would not miss Thursday. How does profit share work with staff members? It works the same way, Craig. So, if somebody joins the company and they name, Julia, Carrie, Danielle, Sierra, those individuals then receive profit share when that agent closes business. Now, you might say, well, the person that Danielle names or Julia names or Carrie names can't earn any profit share off them. And it's true, because they're not licensed agents, they're not closing business, there's no company dollar generated. However, because profit share goes 7 levels up, I'll go back to that chart, right? Just because, Julia might be in your first line as a staff person, and then she might have an agent join because of her, and then that sets off your profit share participation. So it works the same way, I guess I should say. Hope that answers your question. All right, gang. Let's go another one. Oh, okay. Craig just saying yes, it's answered. So please, any more questions, anything else that you have, or you have curiosities around profit share? It is one of the most unique things in the history of industry. Any industry. Stanford's MBA program did a whole white paper on profit share, and how it is a model that is often replicated, never duplicated, because everyone starts too late in the game with it, or everyone tries to game the system. And I cannot stress enough, you are with a company, and more specifically a brokerage and market center, that takes this very seriously, treats it as a promise to their agents, and is very excited to help more people engage in this really unique element of our culture. So if anybody has or needs anything, please let me know.